Hello everyone, and welcome to Retro Brick Reviews, where today we are taking a look at LEGO Brickheadz Harry Potter, set number 41615, Harry Potter and Hedwig. This Brickheadz set comes with 180 pieces, one main Brickheadz figure, one Brickheadz buddy figure, and it retails for around $15 in the United States. So, without further ado, let's start with the review, starting off with the main figure in the set, Harry Potter himself. So, this Harry Brickheadz figure might seem sort of basic at first, but, well, I mean, he kind of is, but something rather interesting about him that you might not notice at first glance is that he does have slightly different dimensions for the build than the average Brickheadz. In other words, because his robes come down farther than just his shirt, his torso section is much longer, with his legs just being 2 plates. And if you're curious, he does just have the standard Brickheadz style base that we've been seeing since the May Brickheadz, when LEGO just gave up on putting them into waves. And, so yeah, I guess we'll start with the face of this Brickhead, after I pointed out the thing on the body. Yeah, we'll start with the face, and then we'll move down with the other details. So, starting off with the front, you can see that for the glasses, Harry does use the Go Brick Me glasses piece, which, I mean, it's fine, although it does seem a bit lazy in my opinion. I mean, I understand that LEGO did design this part to be used with Brickheadz, and I'm fine with that, but I mean, it just seems sort of lazy to slap it on there. I mean, it's not like with the Dumbledore Brickheadz figure, LEGO just used the square glasses from Go Brick Me, and I mean, when you think about it, the rim here is way too thick for the glasses. Well, not really the rim, but, you know, the part connecting the two lenses, the nose part? I don't know. But I mean, it also creates a bit of an inconsistency where Harry has molded glasses, but Dumbledore has printed 1x2 tiles, so I think Harry might have fit in a bit better with Dumbledore if he had maybe just had printed 2x2 round tiles that would have just had his glasses and the Brickhead's eyes printed onto them. I don't know, that's just my preference. This is still fine, but I think that might have looked a bit better, and it also could have helped with another issue that I'll get to in a second. But anyway, if you're curious, the glasses piece just connects with a single anti-stud, and you can see that Harry has a printed 1x4 tile with his lightning scar. That is an exclusive piece to this set, and I think it looks pretty good. And, basically, the main problem people have with this figure, because I'm pretty much the only person that doesn't like the use of the glasses here, but a lot of people don't really like Harry's hairstyle. They feel as though it doesn't really look like Daniel Radcliffe. Specifically, people think it should come down, like, a bit further over here. Like the hair on this side should basically be touching the rim of the glasses, which is unfortunately impossible, but personally, I don't see the issue, because, I mean, all we have to do is bring in the Harry minifigure from the new line of sets, which is also based off of Philosopher's Stone, same as this figure. And, I mean, the hairstyles look pretty similar, at least from the front with how the bangs are done. I mean, if anything, the minifigure has this section shorter than this part, but no one is really complaining about that, so yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I think this works perfectly fine. I don't see the issue. It's pretty good. But yeah, on the sides, you can see we have some nice detailing. Pretty simple, but it's good. And I am glad that Harry is the one Harry Potter Brickhead to actually have some hair on the side of the face. Like this section that's built forward on the face, you have this sloped piece carrying over the hair. Ron and Hermione don't have that, and they would have looked much better for it if they did have it. So, I'm very glad that Harry has that going for him. It makes the hair look much more consistent. But I mean, other than that, you just have some slopes up here, you have some corner tiles. It's nothing too complex, but it's alright. I mean, the back is just rounded with a couple of these stair tiles. I mean, first off, they're plates. Second off, they're not called stairs. I think they're like slide tiles or something. I don't remember. But I think they work pretty well when you view them from one angle. Not so much when you view them from the side and there's that awkward gap. Yeah, maybe it could look a bit better there, but it's an alright part choice, I guess. And you also have some of them used up here. Other side of the head is exactly the same as he just completely falls off of his base. And, yeah, honestly, my complaint with the hair is that over here it's a bit odd, like a bit staggered, doesn't really look fluid up on top. But, yeah, overall I think this works pretty well, and I'll just move the minifigure out of the way now, because, I mean, the Brickhead has robes, and the minifigure doesn't, so there's no point to compare it besides the hair piece. But honestly, I think the robes might be the better part of this figure because he looks really stylish in those robes. Starting off, on the front you have 2 more exclusive prints. Or, well, 1 more. The other isn't exclusive, but anyway. Starting off, you have this nice 1x3 yellow-orange tile printed with Harry's scarf. And that is not exclusive. You also get that in the Ron and Dumbledore Brickhead set, but it's still a very nice piece to get. And I'm glad that it's not exclusive, because, it doesn't need to be. Honestly, that's not even Harry Potter exclusive. You could just use that on your own Brickhead sig fig, so I'm glad that it is a common piece in these Harry Potter Brickhead sets. But the other print here is exclusive. It is the Gryffindor crest on a 1x1 brick. And that looks pretty great, in my opinion. Not much else to say besides that it is the Gryffindor crest on a 1x1 black brick. But yeah, pretty nice stuff. You might be able to notice that the arms are constructed a bit differently than the average Brickheads. Because for the robes, to make it look like they have much longer sleeves, LEGO wanted to cover up the hands for the Brickhead. Or, well, specifically the 1x2 tiles that the hand clips were attached to. So, to do that, they used the new 1x1 bracket pieces in black on the sleeves on both sides. And those just cover up the plates, which are then encased by these sort of 2x2 sloped pieces. And yeah, the figure looks pretty great in my opinion for it. I really do wish that more Brickheads would use it, as currently I think the Harry Potter ones might be the only ones using this technique. And I hope LEGO does use it on a bunch more, because this looks so much better than the average Brickhead's arm. But yeah, anyway, you can see that around Harry's neck, you have his scarf just built out of a bunch of, well, on the corners, 1x1 plates, and then you also have some of the sort of 2x2-ish corner plates, sort of to just take, like, for example, the dark red tile in the corner is a 1x1, but then these 2 yellow-orange parts next to it are both part of the same corner plate. But anyway, yep, that carries all around. No detail on the back. Yeah, pretty nice. Sort of the last thing here is Harry's wand. Much like the other Brickheads, LEGO decided that for scale for the Brickheads, just having the 4-long bar piece would work much better with them than with the just the normal wand pieces that come in the minifigure scale. And I agree. I feel as though even these might be a bit short and lacking on detail, so I kind of wish maybe LEGO had gone with a 3-long bar with a dark brown lightsaber hilt on the end, so you can sort of have the handle of the wand as well, but that's just a thought, and maybe that would make it too long. I don't know, I haven't tried it. I haven't been able to find any dark brown lightsaber hilts. But yeah, and then you can just see that Harry has dark gray pants and black shoes. And, yeah, overall, Harry is a pretty nice Brickheadz figure. I wouldn't say he's one of the best, or even the best one of the Harry Potter Brickheads. I do definitely prefer Ron and Dumbledore over him, but for what it's worth, Harry does look pretty nice. I feel as though he does have a good likeness to Daniel Radcliffe. And I'm not sure because, like, I don't think the hair is the issue, but I will admit that I think he has the weakest likeness of the three sort of students that have been done in Brickheadz form. I think Ron and Hermione both look more like their respective actors than Harry looks like Daniel Radcliffe, but I don't know what it is. I think it might be maybe I think it might have something to do with the hair, but I don't think it's that this section doesn't come down far enough. But yeah, I mean, it's an alright likeness, it's just that it's not as good as, say, like, Ron looks pretty much perfect for a Rupert Grint Brickhead. But, yeah, overall, that's Harry. Not the greatest figure, but still really good for, like, overall, in terms of Brickheadz standards, Harry looks pretty great. It's just, all of the Harry Potter Brickheads look pretty great, and compared to them, he is one of the weaker links, but he's still alright. So, I'll stop babbling, and instead, let's move on to the Brickheadz buddy figure included in the set, that being Harry's pet snowy owl, Hedwig. Yeah, these smaller figures are apparently called Brickheadz buddies. I mean, okay, sure, why not? But specifically, I think Hedwig might be the best Brickheadz buddy LEGO has done, or one of the two. I want to get my hands on the upcoming Yoda Brickhead before I make my final judgment on that, but between Hedwig and the other currently released Brickheadz buddy, that being Olaf from Frozen, Hedwig wins by a long shot, because I have warmed up to this figure immensely since it was first revealed, and now it's really one of my favorite Brickheadz figures LEGO has made yet. If you're curious about scaling, there it is. Hedwig is built on a 3x3 basis for head and body, as opposed to the 4x4 of normal figures. So, yeah. But anyway, I think Hedwig here looks pretty good. To start with, the head is very simply done, but you do have a new print for the eyes, or, well, more accurately, the same print, except now printed on a different color. That obviously being that it's the Brickheadz eye design, including the black, printed onto a yellow tile, which I really like. And we have seen something sort of like this done before with the Lloyd Garmadon Brickheadz figure, which had green eyes, but that just had the white printed on, while this has the black and white printed onto the yellow, which I think does make this look very bird-like, and I really like it for that. It does actually really get across the likeness of a snowy owl. Also, with the beak down there, that just looks really good. Maybe not as good from, like, the side, where you can sort of see the plate before the tooth beak piece comes out, but I feel as though from the front, that is a really good likeness. And then, yeah, there's no detailing on the front of the body, which is fine, in my opinion. I mean, all that would be there is feathers. Then on the side of the head, just some tiles, although the wings are nicely done. You can see that there is a new printed sort of 1x2 curved piece, just with some simple triangular arrows printed on for some feathers. Then you also have the Mixel's tooth piece used there for some physical feathers. The tail just has a couple of slopes used, but it works pretty well. It has some nice shape to it. Yeah. Other side is the same. Yeah. Hedwig is definitely very simple, but I mean, it's Hedwig. It's an owl. It doesn't need to be very complex. And just comparing this to the LEGO, like the minifigure scale Hedwig, which is absolutely tiny, even compared to this smaller Brickhead. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I had to choose which of these two looked more like Hedwig, I think I would go with the Brickheadz, which is strange, because when you look at a Brickheadz figure, you don't think of accuracy, but really, I think Hedwig is probably one of the most accurate Brickheadz LEGO has made. In terms of capturing a likeness, obviously I don't mean that Hedwig looks exactly like a snowy owl, I'm just saying that this Brickheadz figure better captures a snowy owl than this minifigure scale bird does. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fact that that the Brickheadz figure actually has feet? I don't know, maybe that might not be it. Maybe it's sort of the fact that the eyes and beak are much more pronounced, while the minifigure just has tiny little black dots. I don't know what it is. I think it might have something to do with the wings and tail. I don't know. They look much better on the Brickheadz for me, especially the wings, which, I mean, the minifigure scale version straight up really doesn't have any sort of, like, division for the wings. There's no... I don't know where they begin and end. So yeah, I really like the Hedwig Brickheadz buddy, and, like, don't get me wrong, the minifigure scale version is fine too, it's just that this Brickheadz buddy is so good. And honestly, I honestly would say that Hedwig is better than Harry in this set. Just in terms of how much I like them. I'm not saying that, like... I don't know what I'm not trying to say, but what I am trying to say is that Harry is good, but Hedwig is great. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say here, so I'll just deliver my final verdict. How's about? So, overall, would I recommend the LEGO Brickheadz set number 41615, Harry Potter and Hedwig set for $15? Yeah. I mean, like, first off, this set is kind of important if you're planning on getting any of the Harry Potter Brickheadz. I mean, it would be pretty awkward to have Hermione or Dumbledore on your shelf without Harry. So you kind of need it for that. And I mean, yeah, if you wanted, you could just, like, get the Hermione or the Ron, just use their base to make a Harry figure. But personally, I wouldn't do that, because I think Harry here looks pretty great. And, one thing I should probably do before I give you my final verdict... I mean, I just wanted to give you sort of that thing, but before I go into more detail, I'll bring in the box, because why not? So here it is. On the front you have a render of Harry and Hedwig. I don't know why LEGO decides to, in the renders, put so much space between the tiles. That makes them look so unappealing compared to how they actually look. I mean, look at this. They look way better in reality than they do on the box. But anyway, the back just shows them from the side. You have Harry and Hedwig there. I'm sorry that the box is torn open. Actual size reference with the printed feather piece. And then here you have art of Harry and Hedwig. Interestingly, they used solo art of them both, with Harry in open robes, even though I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure I even used this in my analysis video, that there is stock art of Harry and Hedwig where Harry has his robes closed and he's holding Hedwig on his arm. So yeah, kind of odd they didn't use that art. But anyway, going back to the final verdict, yeah. So first off, you should get this just because if any of the other figures appeal to you, then you kind of need this to sort of set the scene. But also, I mean, these are just some great figures. I mean, Harry looks pretty good. He has some good techniques. He has some good prints, and Hedwig just looks so adorable. Also with some good prints, and I mean, just overall, the pieces here are very good. Like, inside of these, like, you have some sand green bricks inside of Harry and some teal pieces. In fact, all of the Harry Potter Brickheadz use some teal inside of them, which is pretty cool. But yeah, then you also have some nice prints with the scar, the scarf, the exclusive Gryffindor logo, the bird eyes, the wings. I mean, you get a lot of great prints here. You get a lot of other nice pieces, like those new 1x1 brackets, for example. Those are very nice parts. And the dark brown wand is very cool to get, as it's, I mean, dark brown sticks only appear in these Harry Potter Brickheadz sets, so pretty nice things. So yeah, I would recommend this for $15. I'm not saying it is the best Brickheadz set overall, or even the best one for $15. I mean, it might be, I don't know, again, still waiting on that Luke and Yoda set, because that also looks really amazing. I mean, this set and that one are the two Brickheadz sets that I've been most excited for this entire year, just in terms of how they look. I mean, honestly, Back to the Future probably wins in terms of, oh my gosh, they made a Back to the Future set, but this and the Star Wars Brickheadz Buddy 2-pack, whatever you want to call it, with Luke and Yoda, that looks really good, but this is also really good. Like, there are flaws, of course, like Harry's hair, and something about the likeness that I don't think is the front of the hair, although maybe it is, I don't know. I think it might be the positioning of the scar. It should really be more in between the split bangs on his right, but I don't know. Like, there are problems with Harry. Hedwig, there are no problems. Hedwig is perfect, but yeah. So, is it a perfect set? No. Is it pretty great? Yes. Would I recommend it for 15 bucks? Yes. I'm going to stop wasting your time. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Farewell, everyone.